Hi, everybody. My name is Natalja, and I work as a coach in Spotify. And I want to talk to you about psychological safety. This is a topic that is very close to my heart, and I think it does not receive the attention it deserves, so I want to talk more about it. There is overall consensus that psychological safety is important, but I think there is not enough understanding what it really is and what can we do to improve it. So I want to start by asking you a question. Have you ever been in a situation when you have a question, and then you look around and you think, nobody else seems to be asking. Maybe I'm supposed to know it? And then you think, nah, I'm not going to ask it. Maybe another time. Have you been there? Yeah? I have another one for you. Have you ever been in a, say, project or a team, and you're deeply in there, you're working on it, and everybody is excited, and we're working on this project, and then after some time you think, this doesn't make so much sense anymore. Maybe the value we thought it brings doesn't bring anymore. Should I say something? But then you again look around and think, nobody else seems to question it. Nah, I'm not going to say anything neither. Have you been there? Sometimes. So I want to draw your attention to hesitation. To that hesitation that you feel deep inside every time you wanted to ask something, but then you look around and think, nah, maybe I won't. Or you wanted to share your concern or really bring something forward, but then that hesitation that made you withdraw, made you think, maybe not the right time, maybe not the right place, maybe I read about it and do it somehow later, or who knows when. So why do we even have this hesitation to start with? That's the question I ask myself. It turns out we all are social human beings, and we're wired for belonging. We're wired for acceptance. So we want to be accepted by people around us. We want to be liked. And because we want to be liked, somewhere deep inside we have fear to be seen as ignorant, incompetent, negative, or disruptive. So fear to be seen as ignorant makes it difficult for us to say, I don't know something, teach me. Fear to be seen as incompetent makes it difficult for us to say, I made a mistake. Fear to be seen as negative or disruptive makes it difficult for us to say, I don't believe in this project anymore. I have concerns. I don't think we should be doing that. And all of those things, as admitting mistakes, raising concerns, bringing diverse perspective, giving constructive feedback to each other, or even asking silly questions, all of it is hard. It's hard for us deep inside because we have this fear, because we want to be liked, because we want to be accepted. But all of those things are vital for success of your teams, of your projects, and of your organization. And this is where psychological safety comes in my opinion. So if we look at the definition of psychological safety is a belief that one is safe to take risks despite seen as ignorant, incompetent, negative, or disruptive. So it's a belief. It is your perception that you will not be judged if you do break through that hesitation and share this comment, or ask your question, or say you have concerns, or you say that you don't believe in it anymore. So you believe that there will be no risks, that you will not be judged for that. In other words, you are psychologically safe, or you feel psychological safety, is when you speak up. And you do not feel psychological safety is when you hesitate and withdraw. Context plays a role here. Context plays a very strong role. That's why we talk about psychological safety in teams or in groups. It's not just you, it is the environment around you. So I think most of you would recognize the situation that you did hesitate to say something or do something, and then you go home or you go to maybe after work and meet your friend or meet your partner, and then you tell them all of those things that you hesitated to say in the moment, right? So it's not really to say those things, it is the environment in which you say them. It is the people around you that makes you hesitate and not say it. I wanted to look through maybe very briefly, for one example, a friend of mine, another software developer, he joined one company. I do not have a relation with this company, but he joined one company, and in a very, very short time within that company, just a few weeks in, he had questions about one part of the code. And he went to another developer, he asked him, can you tell me about it? I have some questions. And then the other developer looked at him surprised and said, you don't ask these kind of questions around here. You should know it, or you should figure it out. So the feeling that he got, all of that hesitation that we're talking about, right? The feeling that he got was, I need to be careful around here. I cannot make mistakes. I think this is a very strong example, and that's why I want to bring it to you, because I think this shouldn't happen. And what I want to illustrate is that we can build an environment where people dare to speak up. Or we can build an environment where people just hesitate and withdraw. So the question is, how do we build this environment? I hope you're asking yourself this question. I have a few slides to cover that. So I assume that most of you here are leaders in your organizations, maybe formal leaders, maybe informal leaders, but either way, one best thing as a leader you can do is lead by example. So start from yourself, and start by admitting your mistakes and talking about learnings you had from that. Admitting your gaps and doubts. There is nothing more powerful than a CEO of the company walking on the stage and telling to people he is managing, I made a mistake, but I learned from that. Or saying, we have a strategy, I believe in this, but I have some doubts, so I need your help. So also, when you understand that things like admitting mistakes, sharing concerns, or bringing a diverse perspective is difficult, then you're able to, then you should appreciate other people when they're doing it. So you know that it's difficult for them, but they still do it because they care. So celebrate that in the other people. Cheer them for that, and make that a new norm. Encourage learning and personal growth and innovation. Give people around you the context and information they need to do their best job. If they have questions, everything should be answered. There are no such thing as silly questions. And create an environment where it is safe to fail. It is safe to make a mistake. We're all people. There is nobody who is perfect. Nobody. And by doing all of those things, make psychological safety a new norm. Talk about it with teams you work with teams that you can influence. And include collaboration as one of your core values, and live by that. Not siloing, collaboration, sharing and learning together. And by doing all of that, finally, you would allow people to bring their true self to work, including their questions, their ideas, their worries, and their true potential. Thank you.